Hey everyone, today we are back with a brand new video. I have my castle setups. Now I have 4 sites setups for you using Castle. I think Castle's a really strong operator. He's really good at slowing down attackers and wasting utility. So if you do like Castle or you're trying to learn him, here are 4 sites that I think he's really good on. All right guys, so the first site we're going to look at is first floor kitchen site on the cafe. This is actually one of my favorite sites to run Castle because I have a really good setup for it. I reinforced this prep wall, feet holes here. This slows down the push from bakery door, and it also, you can have a player sitting here helping your teammate in bakery. You can hold this, shoot the drones. If they start pushing up, you just quick peek. I typically like to run mute here, so I put the mute jammer here, and then I hold the shotgun here and just peek out like that. First Castle's gonna go on this small bake door, and then I reinforce this wall next to it, and I'll show you why in a second. First we need to put this rotate here. We're gonna do a vault rotate over in small bake. We're gonna drop a motion sensor underneath this table, and then we're gonna castle the window. I'll break all this down for you, don't worry. So the reason for this is you want to have someone playing behind this right here. A lot of attackers push through bakery. They usually bring an ace to get this wall, and they just kind of flood through here, flood through small bake, and push through prep. You know, get this wall. It makes it really hard for defenders to stop them. So by having someone playing here, you kind of slow that whole thing down. I can't tell you how many times I've had an ace throw a charge here. I just run over here, shoot, take it off, and get back here and start, you know, quick peeking the sides of this. You have to be careful though. They can put drones like up here. So when you're sitting here, they can have a drone user. Just make sure you clear that out before the round starts. Anyway, the reason we have this rotate here is because you can't have it on this wall because you're sitting behind here. And if they push in small bake window, you're kind of screwed. If they have an ash charge, if they have a Zofia, they open that wall, you're done. You're easily seen, and then you have to slowly make your way here and hope they're not, you know, peeking that wall. You're basically done. So you have to take a 1 and hope you can trade. Put the castle here for the same reason. You don't want them to have easy access to get into here, and that's why this is a vault and not a straight like run through, is because they have to do this animation before they peek you. A reason this is also good is because they have to swing so wide to kill you out of this. And so if you have a friend sitting here in prep, you're hiding behind this, they can't see you from here, and your guy in prep will have a whole line of sight to this. So you have the SMG-11, you're just, that's a free kill right there. As they're trying to stop you, that's a free kill. So 2 guys holding bakery is really, really good. This motion sensor will get anyone hopping in this window, so you know, oh, I got a peek here. You can call out, hey, someone jumped in small bake, you know, watch my rotate, and you're all good. Of course, you're gonna reinforce like the usual stuff, but my second motion sensor goes in here. I usually punch that, and then I toss it in. They can see it very faintly in there, but when it's not going off, no one really looks in here to see that. Another place I see people put it is like underneath here, but I think that's a little more obvious because at least here you have this like broken stuff kind of blocking the view. So as they walk through here, it'll beep, 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 and so you know they're pushing through this. I typically castle this bar door, and I'll show you why. You put a rotate here, and this allows for someone to play in this bar area. So this is a really good position as well in case they are pushing white. They're taking upstairs and pushing down brown stairs. So you can watch the stairs, you can watch them come through main door, the window, and then if they're pushing white, you get this nice little quick peek. You know, shoot the ace charges off the wall, shoot the thermite, and then you can easily rotate back to site. So if they're pushing you very heavy from brown stairs, it allows you to just slip on through without them seeing you versus you're having to run all the way back through this, and then you get exposed to all of red hallways, someone coming down red stairs, and it's just a mess. The last castle I do, it's entirely preference. Personally, I like to do it on this Harry Potter door, you know, just block it out. But that's because my team typically doesn't play this right here. So the alternative is to reinforce the window. And I think this is a good position first because if someone's coming down red stairs, they have a good angle. They can quick quickly swing, take them out. If someone's in small bake, this is just another way they can reinforce holding small bake, holding this hallway. If someone, you know, motion sensor, that's an immediate swing, kill. Because they have to look both ways. They don't know if someone's peeking here, they don't know if someone's peeking this hallway, coming from this. And so most people, like, if I'm coming down red stairs, I'm immediately peeking this and pushing out like this. I'm not necessarily worried about Harry Potter because either my teammates have droned it, or very rarely is someone sitting here late into the round. So if someone's late round sitting here holding this, it's usually just a free kill, in my experience. But this also helps reinforce your teammates. So if your teammate's playing bar, they're getting pushed through brown, they back up through sight and hold it like this. The person in Harry Potter is safe, tucked in here, holding this angle, and it's just free. No one's gonna, especially if they know you rotated back into sight, no one's gonna go through this, like, slow peeking this. And if they are, I don't know that they're really expecting you to be in Harry Potter. They're probably expecting you to be red stairs or in the hallway. So I've died a couple times to this, like someone just holding this angle. So I think it's a really good one, especially like if you have a roamer upstairs, they're getting pushed. Just swing on back here, reinforce this, and you hold some pretty big power positions in the site. I also want to include that I put feed holes here just so that no one can plant in this whole back area. The downside of this, though, is that they can see, like, if you're holding this, like, kitchen area, they can see this, like, if you're prep window. And so you need to have someone that's, like, either laying down here, holding the window, like, something to or stop them from, I mean, or just someone playing here, like, you can just peek that very easily. But another hole I put is this one, this, like, head height hole, because if you jump on this, you can see completely into prep. Like, those are the feed holes I made into prep. You can see the prep window, probably a little better from this side. And so you can hold this very well, especially if you don't have to worry about anything here. Like, you have someone in Harry Potter, you have someone bar, and your teammates get flushed out of small bake or bakery, you can just hold this and stop them. You'll have someone, you know, sitting back here, and then you hold the window. It's a pretty good setup. It's very common for someone to play, like, back here. So even you, if someone's pushing in and you're holding this, you feed holes free. And then there's head holes here. You can shoot for the window. Something I do see a lot of people run sometimes is they reinforce this wall, this right wall, but they make head holes here. And this is supposed to stop them from pushing down red stairs. I personally don't play this, but I've seen a lot of people do it. You could also see into small bake window, but that means small bake window can see completely into sight, and if they put holes like through here, they're seeing all the way to bomb. You can't play behind the bomb. That makes freezer plant a lot easier, so definitely want to watch for this. It's all up to preference, honestly. I've also seen some people play with this open as well, but that's really not how I like to play it. This is very much my default setup. All these walls reinforced, the freezer walls reinforced, the hatch reinforced, and you're just kind of hoping that you're spread out enough to where if they're playing above, you don't have to worry about, you know, everyone sitting in the site. So usually what I like is one person playing prep, one behind the bakery, one person sitting behind here, one person holding B alone, and then another holding bar here. And you can change that. So, like, instead of having someone play here, maybe they're roaming upstairs, you're holding this. Because you definitely want to sort of put pressure above, but it really is up to you. I think in, like, lower ranks especially, they're not really playing above, and it's pretty easily to counteract that. So yeah, definitely something to keep in mind. In higher ranks, you definitely want people contesting above, even third floor, because they usually do, like, top-down setup. So anyway, that is First Floor Cafe. Let's get into the next site. All right, so the next site we're going to be looking at is the basement on bank. Now, this is a very off-meta setup, so I only recommend this if you are very comfortable defending this site. I typically like to use this when I really want to shake things up, or maybe I lost. This is OT, and I lost the first round. So what I do is I barricade that garage door. I barricade this door to white stairs. I open the hatches, which I know is going to be, like, controversial. Mess up the rotate. I put a rotate up here. I basically am playing this upstairs as if I were defending the kitchen site. What I do here is I shoot all this open, and I just normal barricade this. I don't want to waste the castle on this, but I just feel like it slows them down a little bit if they're pushing here. So if one of my teammates is roaming, it's a lot easier for them to see if anyone's coming that way. I barricade this door here, and I put one of my motion sensors there, and then I put holes all the way across this wall. And put my last motion sensor over on that door, and we want to make this as hard as possible for them to get through this window. So I barricade that doorway, and then I reinforce this wall. This should slow them down, so they have to either stand here punching it, and if they are, it's just a free, shoot through that wall, shoot there, open up all the way for the full effect. They can't stand here without me seeing them or getting shot, without me hearing them. And so really what I like to do is I like to play back here a bit. Very rarely is someone going to actually stand there and punch the wall. It's usually them pushing through this way. So if you have someone playing square that can defend that doorway, you can basically hold this for free. No one's going to push. And then you have access to this whole area up here. You're watching the door here. You're watching all of A site is yours. You can hold that door. You can stop the plant. You can watch this doorway if they start pushing in. You can see into the head holes that your team puts here. You can shoot through there. So yeah, I think this is a good setup, but it's very off meta. I would not recommend it unless you're very comfortable holding something solo or just with another person. So if they're holding square and you're holding this, that basically holds half the upstairs. So they have to push through either garage, white stairs, or through the vault area, which usually is not going to happen. And if it does, you can easily defend it. You have access to this site, and then you can hold the hallway a bit, or you can help reinforce white stairs here. It's usually, people don't usually expect this. So again, it's very off meta, very not super common. So only try this if you are very comfortable. Alright guys, the next site we are going to be looking at is Basement on Oregon. This is actually one of my favorite setups as well. So I'll go through the whole prep. I make a rotate here. Usually make a rotate here because I have a teammate playing in bunker. Everybody can play there. You reinforce this wall here. And the wall over here. And then you're going to make head holes in this soft wall in between them. So make soft walls here, or head holes here, so you can hold the bunker. So you have someone playing here or pillar peeking through this, and you have someone in bunker, usually behind a shield. So this setup's a bit wonky as well. I'm still developing it, but it is fun. Making adjustments as I go, but I barricaded this right here. So if someone's playing pillar, they're on an island, basically. I could make this a vaultable, but I really don't want to. I kind of want them to have to funnel through electrical or break this. Again, still developing it. You reinforce this left wall for freezer, and then you're going to make a running rotate here. I can run through here and hold this. So this helps hold main, and I can reinforce here. Watching this, it's easy to push up, hold electrical, peek in a bunker, that whole thing. I do want to make sure that I castle this doorway here, just so that it slows them down pushing me in freezer. Put a motion sensor here so I know when they're peeking down these stairs. Again, it leaves all of this open for me. I usually put a vaultable rotate here, and then you reinforce this wall. If you have a mirror, this is the perfect place for a mirror to watch main. Yeah, we make that vaultable. And then I like to barricade this door here. Again, this is just to slow them down. And if you have a Valk, a cam there is good, or I like to put the motion sensor there. Actually, you can move the motion sensor, you just put it up top, so make sure it hits everyone. And then for my last castle, you can either castle this to slow more, or you can castle the electrical doorway. But again, if you have someone playing tower or playing pillar, they're kind of just fucked on an island. So it's a bit difficult, but I do like it. So you have one person holding here. Again, if you have this, they can't hold pillar. So you have them holding here. Have someone in bunker holding that. Typically have a Mira holding this main. You have someone in freezer, and then you have someone off-site roaming, trying to get a kill or two. You definitely don't want too many people off-site. Probably like or on-site. Probably like 3 on-site, and then have 1 in bunker, 1 deep in freezer. Because I can hold all of this in main to stop a plant. I can, if they get to the castle, I can hold pillar here, and then of course I can hold, you know, default plant here. I can swing bunker, hold bunker here. You could also use this like extra barricade if you want to put it in bunker, but I think that's kind of a waste because they're just gonna punch it for free. They're gonna, you know, that's very easy to take it for free. And these head holes hold tower stairs, help hold pillar. So you don't want to play like out here. You kind of want to play like here if you get forced off electrical. And then you can swing, hold this back up, reinforce this. Yeah, again, this is one I'm still developing, but I actually really like this setup, especially because I typically play in freezer, and so holding this and this whole area by myself is usually preferable to anything else. You can reinforce the hatch if you want before putting up the castle, but I typically don't. Again, this is castles. The whole point of castles is to slow down the attackers as much as possible and make them waste utility. So having an extension like this, where you can slow down their push, force them to peek multiple angles. So I can hold this. Someone can hold the rotate. Someone can hold a Mira. Someone could be here in this double door. Like, there's so many places they have to check for someone that it makes it really difficult for them to push this way. So you want them all to funnel through here because you can cover default stuff. You can play the rotate, throw a C4, you know, all kinds of things. It's very flexible, and there's a lot of things you can change. So let's go through one more site, and I think that'll be it for today's video. Alright guys, the last site we're going to be looking at is actually Lair, 2nd floor. This is something I've been working on developing, so hear me out. You reinforce these walls. You make head holes here. And then you're going to want to rotate here. Just a crouchable rotate. Duck down here. Reinforce this wall. And then you're going to want to put head holes across it. This helps you hold the doorway. I shouldn't have shot that extra shot, but... And then you make a runnable hole here. Alright, so you want to be able to run through here. And so as far as castles go, you want to castle this off. This is very much going to be like you're closing off access points, but trust me. Motion sensor here so you know they're in the hallway. We're going to barricade this double door. We're going to barricade this site door. And then you're going to finish off by barricading this right here. Again, we're just trying to slow the attackers down as much as possible. You can reinforce that if you want. I don't think it's necessary. But this allows you to peek this door. You can hold this door. Run over here. Peek. Get back into sight. Peek. Peek this. I think it's a pretty decent setup. You only have to worry about this window, which you can... Your other motion sensor goes there. And the hallway. Which, as long as these are castled, you're pretty much safe from any attacker. So, I think this is a really good setup for 2nd floor Lair. Everyone's looking for new setups. This is the newest map. So definitely give that a try. Let me know what you think. I've been having some success with it, so I hope you do too. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.